Good morning. I am the Moon Mama. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing today? Well, we are complete with a full moon. Well, not really. The full moon lasts for 3 days. We had a full moon in Aquarius, and the moon is still currently in Aquarius, but I'll talk about that in a few minutes. I want to talk about Mars. Today's a Mars day. Mars is governed, Tuesday's governed by Mars, and Mars is the planet of action. And Mars is currently in Aries. And when I say it's the planet of action, it governs how we move through the physical reality. It's how we assert ourselves. It's who we're attracted to. Wherever you have Mars, if you're a woman, wherever you have Mars in your chart is often who your physical or sexual attraction usually is most ignited with. So for instance, I have Mars in Leo, and I tend to be attracted to Leos. Like their energy is attractive to me. That sort of, bigger than life. That sort of, confident and independent energy is very attractive to me. So go see where your Mars is. And if you're wherever it is, so if you have Mars in Libra or Mars in Aries or Mars in Sagittarius or wherever your Mars is who you are, who you would tend to have like a greater attraction to. And it might not be, it's not like we make astrology be like magical. It's not that. It's this draw to grow. It's this draw to ignite. It's this draw to be creative. And that can often come in the package of something that looks romantic, but it doesn't have to be romantic, but it is where you're attracted to. So that attraction can be any type of attraction, but oftentimes it can also be romantic, sexual, sensual type of sensual attractions. Okay, so Mars in Aries. So, wow, there is so much going on. I don't even know where to start. Shoot! Okay, great. So Mars in Aries. Mars is going to be retrograde. Mars is currently in the window of its shadow, the retrograde shadow. So I encourage you all, in my link tree here, you can join the Mars retrograde class. Mars is retrograding in Aries, and Aries is the constellation that governs our identity. It's the spring. It's the birth of who you are. And with Mars and Aries, we have this energy and this opportunity to shift our identity. And the thing that's clear right now is that we all need a new identity, right? We've all been too closely identified with these Western ways of thinking and being. Like, if you're like, we've been sort of relegated to places and energy frequencies that we get to exist in that, that are limited, that are a fraction of who we are. So, it's like if you identify, I'm a mother, and then all your energy is going in the way of motherhood, and then your children grow up and go away and you don't have anything anymore, right? If you identify, I'm a wife, so your whole energy and all your life force is in this, wanting a husband and, cultivating that relationship with them, but you haven't cultivated who you are separate and apart from that. Whatever your career is, I'm an attorney, I'm a doctor. These are all just aspects of who we are. Who we truly are is something greater. And this Mars retrograde in Aries is the energy that we need to begin to cultivate and plant the seeds of our true identity as this Western world is collapsing. Yes, it's not going to go away entirely, but so much of our energy is tied into keeping this system alive. And it's really challenging to talk about because it's all sort of ephemeral. But, for instance, one of the things I see, like, we are energetic beings. We are source field energy. And so, when we are our energy is alive. It's a living generating system like the sun. It never goes down. It never goes away, even though you don't see it. And it goes away behind, it goes down the horizon or something and you don't see it. But the energy of the sun and the light is always there. And that is what's true for us. We are a force of energy, and it is always generating no matter what, no matter if we're sleeping, no matter if we're with friends, working, it is always generating. And so we, in this culture, we tend to entangle our energy unconsciously with systems and things, so it's like, we give our energy to jobs, and then that job builds a whole company, and that company makes some people rich, and it makes some people just be able to have a life to pay a mortgage, and then it makes some people, have to give all their time, and maybe they work in the mailroom and they still don't have they don't have enough money to really source themselves. But that's sort of like, we have a hierarchy system here in this country, and the energy that we give, that the energy that is ours, that we give to things, sources stuff that is outside of us. So what we're doing now is pulling our energy back, our power back, so that we can begin to dispense our energy and use it in the ways that we truly desire to, and not in the ways that we don't. Because when we're giving our energy to things that we don't desire, that really aren't equitable in exchange, like, so maybe you have really super high octane energy, and you are, you work at a job where you don't make enough money. And so that will create an imbalance inside of you, an imbalance inside of your psyche. So all that other energy is not being siphoned right or used in a correct way. And so it'll make you frustrated and angry. And then you'll start to need something more, and the something more, it'll compete with the thing that you're doing. So what we really want to begin to do is understand our own energetic imprints and frequencies, see how we're using it now, and then see how that is measuring out in your life, and then begin to make new choices. This relationship doesn't serve me. I'm going to now take this energy. I'm going to heal that and release that and use this energy for this over here. And the more we do that, the more we begin to align with our true identity. And so that's what this Mars retrograde in Aries is going to be about. Sourcing your true identity, taking your power back from things that are not serving you any longer. This is so rigorous. I know, and how this will occur is, it will occur as a war, because it's like you have competing energies inside of you, and they will war for you. So it's like, if you have a habit of eating bad foods to put your energy in a negative frequency, you will have to kind of go to war with that aspect of you that you've been feeding that way, to then move your energy into eating in another way. So for me personally, how this is working is, I have, all my life, I have this obsessive nature. It is like, it drives me crazy. So I have the sun conjunct Pluto conjunct Jupiter in Virgo. So I can be hyper obsessive, hyper critical, and hyper driven towards perfection, right? Like it occurs, and it occurs inside of me as this profound need. It's like a swell, like an octopus inside of me that's like, give me something to work on, right? Or give me something to want, or give me something to have. And so I have been using all of this energy my entire life to be obsessed with men, literally. And I've talked about it here a little bit, but it's really a challenging energy, and it's something that I'm having to really go to war with, to redirect, because it never pays off. It never pays off in the way that I want it to, because in my astrological chart, I have my sun, Pluto, and Jupiter are in the 6th house of Virgo, in opposition to my rising sign in Pisces. So what I tend to do is project all this power, this Pluto, Sun, Jupiter power, onto someone else, and I deify them. And so what happens is I reject myself, I abandon myself in that. And so it never really pays off. So the work that I'm doing right now is like I'm going to war with the part of myself that does that. And I'm using that language because I'm saying that it's a struggle. Like I'm having to start a new pattern, but it's a deep internal pattern, and I'm having to see where I give my energy and power away and then pull it back. And it's literally like dissecting my own interpersonal thoughts, feelings, beliefs, practices at the deepest level of myself so that I can channel that energy in a new way. So this is the kind of work that we're going to be identifying and doing in this Mars retrograde course. And I encourage you to register because it is going to be life-changing. Okay, so today the moon is still in Aquarius. We're still in the full moon energy. Aquarius is the energy of rebellion, right? It's the energy of breaking convention, of freedom. And that's what I'm talking about. How can we access freedom from behaviors and patterns that have held us prisoner, typically, that have held us captive in ways that have kept us outside of our true power, outside of our true ways of being. And so begin to look in your life and see the areas where you have compromised, where you have, sold yourself short, where you have done so not even intentionally or just because, like, this is how we've all been conditioned to be. There's nothing wrong. Don't judge yourself. Don't make yourself wrong. We're all in this together, and we're all working to change these patterns so that we can create a new reality. And here's the thing that I want to say. This energy is very warlike, and so we're going to see a lot of really difficult things happening because a lot of people aren't ready to do this work. They literally are still blaming and making other people wrong and not understanding that this is our own power. So I really want to encourage you to, when you see the stuff out there, turn the TV off. Because that will captivate your energy, and that will ignite you and frustrate you even more, because this work it's like delicate work. It's delicate work. So you have to create a little bit of a womb for yourself, a private space for you to begin to redirect your energy. So the moon in Aquarius is, it's time to take action in a new direction. It's time to take action towards the vision that you were born for. And I know you might feel like, I don't know what the vision is. You don't have to know anything. All you have to do is be willing. All you have to do is be willing. And in your willingness, if you are willing to just ask, who am I really? What am I up to? What am I here for? You'll be directed. You will be directed. So with that, thank you all for the messages. Thank you all for registering for the course. Already 12 people have registered for the Mars retrograde course. I'm going to start putting the rituals and doing the questionnaire. And all of you who've taken my courses before, you know how they work. So I'm going to start putting all that information in today. And Kenya K. Stevens is going to be teaching the triple helix meditation, which is a meditation that helps us connect our minds and our hearts in alignment so that we can be able to use the faculty of faith to build from what is within us to have that be what is on the outside of us, because we are building new realities and we have to do this from the inside out. Okay, everyone, peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.